it's Jen. As you continue on your reframing journey, I'd like you to think about, meditate on, pray on, or journal about this. I am attracting the desires of my heart. What am I clenching onto? What blocks are preventing me from moving forward? For about the last week, I have had a shift in my energy. If I truly think about it, I can trace it back to a day last week when I had two different situations come up simultaneously with my kids that shook my confidence. To be completely honest with you, in retrospect, I overreacted. Namely because the first one was part of an ongoing, much greater issue that has been building. So I overreacted. When I found out the whole situation, it wasn't a big deal at all, and I totally misunderstood. The second, well, I overreacted to that one because I was in the midst of overreacting to the first one, and the last thing that I needed was yet another issue at that moment. So I spiraled. Fast forward a week or so, and I've still felt my energy off. A very accurate concept is that what we look for, we see. What we are, we attract. We are constantly attracting what is in our minds and in our hearts. And when we have that negative energy in our bodies, we attract the negative. But when we have positive energy in our bodies, we attract the positive. Sometimes something or someone, and yes, sometimes that someone is ourselves, is blocking us from moving forward. It might be a short-term, singular thing like blocking us from completing an assignment or making a phone call, or maybe even recording a podcast like it was for me. Or it can be long-term and far-reaching like blocking us from writing a book or signing up for a class or starting a business. So today, I want you to remember that you are attracting the desires of your heart. Ask yourself, what are you clenching onto and what blocks are preventing you from moving forward? For me, it was having my confidence shaken. I really felt a strength in my confidence, both personally and professionally. And as you can probably puzzle together, for me, the personal and the professional both tie into parenting. So when I was hit with that feeling of I am a complete and total failure at parenting, it hits me doubly hard and throws me into a total disarray. But then I remembered the very wise words I heard from my favorite podcaster. We have the power to reroute and realign with compassion anytime and as often as we need. That wise podcaster, well, that was me, of course, way back in the second Jenna Zen episode. If only I heeded my own advice more often. I really know what I'm talking about. Why don't I think of these things and trust myself? Well, that's what I needed to do. Reroute and realign my energy, whether it's one singular event or a relationship or prior situation or a fear or a narrative that you're telling yourself. If you are holding on to something that is blocking you from moving forward, it affects attracting the desires of your heart. In my efforts to free myself from my blockage, I did a meditation with my favorite meditation instructor, Kira Michelle, and she walked us through a process of acceptance using the acronym RAIN. As you reflect on what you are holding on to or what is standing in your way, you may find this as helpful as I did. First, bring the situation to mind that brought about these negative thoughts or feelings of agitation or discomfort, even if they make you feel uncomfortable, feel self-judgment or anxiety or shame. Start with recognizing. Recognize what has happened. Consciously acknowledge it, all of the thoughts and the feelings of discomfort and the behaviors that we have done or others have done. We need to notice the emotions that we have and simply recognize them. Next is allow or accept. We need to just let what is here be, and release the resistance that we have to it. Not trying to control or fix anything. We're not ignoring it, but just allowing what is to be. Like we've said before, it doesn't mean that we like it, but we just need to accept it. As the instructor said, nothing lasts forever. This too shall pass. So often, I think we forget that. It's a blip. In the grand scheme of things, often what we see as monumental obstacles at the time, when we step back and look at the big picture of our lives, it's just a blip, a blippity blip. But we need to work to accept and just allow it to be, even if we don't like it. But sometimes when we are accepting what we don't like or don't want, we feel powerless. For me, that feeling of powerlessness is what shakes my confidence. And we need to take back our confidence. Confidence is at the base of our foundation. When we lack confidence and feel bad about ourselves, we radiate that energy. It impacts our relationships. It impacts our productivity. It impacts everything. It prevents us from moving forward. To do so, she noted that between stimulus and response, there is a space. No matter how small, pause in that space without reacting to the resistance or difficulties. From this lack of reaction, we can take our power back. Next, investigate. Become curious and explore. Step into deep compassion for yourself as you notice how you feel. What is standing in your way? Ask yourself what belief you are holding around these feelings. You need to allow yourself to explore what exactly you need right now to move past this blockage. Only by investigating how this is making you feel, both physically and emotionally, can we determine what we need to do to move forward from here. And from there, we need to nurture ourselves. Give yourself permission to feel whatever it is that you're feeling. Listen to what you need, and only then can you move past this and let go of whatever you are clenching onto. For me, I remembered those wise words. We have the power to reroute and realign with compassion. I needed that compassion for myself as often and as many times as we need. So, what is standing in your way? Today, I'd like you to reflect on this. You are attracting the desires of your heart. What are you clenching onto? What blocks are preventing you from moving forward? I believe that I was brought to this reflection for a reason. I was brought to this old Jen is Zen prompt to make me realize that this isn't one of the true crime podcasts that I listen to that are a one and done. I have really, maybe inadvertently, but I have designed these episodes to go back to time and again. These are concepts that we can't just listen to once. We need to be reminded and re-reminded of so many of these points. Even one I created myself, it took me over a week to remember and implement. We are all evolving works in progress on this journey. So I'm going to start going back through the archives and re-releasing episodes for an encore. The reminder that we need some days, or in case you missed it the first time around. I hope you find what you need to move forward and become your favorite version of yourself. Thank you so much for listening. Please reach out to me on socials, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook at Reframing Me, and join the Facebook group Reframing Me, a podcast community, to connect with other women who are raising teens and rediscovering themselves. Until next time, be well, communicate, and take back your power.